What's up, guys? Welcome back to Let's Chat with DJ Mommy Monday. I hope you guys are doing great. I hope that you guys had a wonderful Easter. As you can tell by the title of this video, let's talk about your kids. Let's talk about your kids' behavior. How have you guys been holding up, right? We have approached, we're in April now? We're in the Aprils of 21. So for most of us, it's been over a year that we've been dealing with the pandemic. We've been trying to figure out what's normal, what's not, right? So I wanted to talk to you guys about your kids' behaviors. And I don't have like a little, I don't know, like pointer thing. So like I took my daughter's straw. I'm actually in her room filming today, this conversation. So I wanted to talk to you guys about your kids' behaviors. How have you guys been surviving, right? Quarantine, pandemic, vaccination, homeschooling, multiple children, working from home moms, stay-at-home moms. I wanted to check in with you, I guess, like 1 year checkup, right? How are you? I know for us, it's been like a tornado. Like we were just thrown in there and it's been spinning. But, you know, we're trying to make the most of it. Nobody prepares you for a pandemic. Nobody prepares you how it's gonna look like when you're raising your children. You just kind of gotta wing it, right? That's what adulting looks like. So as you can tell by the title of this video and by my little backdrop, I want to talk about your kids' emotions and their behaviors. So if some of you have been seeing some changes, some like challenges, I hear you, I see it. During this last year, I have been doing strictly telehealth, and I've been working with children and families and mommies behind the scenes, and everybody has been feeling it. Everybody has been just going through it. So first things first, you're not alone. You're not alone in whatever it is that you're feeling. You're not alone in this process. And thirdly, your children are not alone in whatever behaviors they're exhibiting, whatever regressions that you may call it, are being manifested. Like, they're not alone. We will get through this. We will figure it out. But I do want to talk about some things that kind of have been working. I'm not only like, you know, remember that commercial for Hair Club for Men? I'm not only like the CEO, I'm like a member or whatever. Okay, whatever. So the point that I'm trying to say is not only am I in the fields and I talk to other women and other families about this, I also am a wife, and I'm also a mother of a feisty toddler who, you know, is very strong-willed. But I have been seeing some different emotional things that have been coming. So as I told you guys, I am in her room. So this is what we have kind of been coming up with. So I wanted to talk about behavior, right? Children behave the way that they behave, but oftentimes their behavior is communication. They are trying to tell us something, whether it's they're doing a meltdown or they're tantruming or they're having really big uncontrollable emotions. Their behavior and how they behave communicates something to us. We often get caught up in the behavior that we don't see, okay, what is this? Like, what's the underlying thing that's fueling this? So that's what I wanted to talk to you about that. So let's get into it. So children have all of these emotions just like us. And during this pandemic, they're normal, and what they've been expected to do, you know, outside of school, or whether they're doing homeschooling, their norm or what their world consisted of was uprooted, was shifted, just like everybody else. You know, their day-to-day looks different. You know, they're used to having their social lives and going to soccer and seeing their friends, and actually, truthfully, not being around their parents that much, being free from it. So then not only all of that gets stripped away, They're stuck with their parents 24/7, and us adults, I don't know if you've been around us, we're not that fun, we're not that exciting, we're not that kind actually, and we can be very rigid in our day-to-day, and there's no flexibility. We have to keep it moving, we have to work, we have to tend to the house, we have to keep going. And a child is not built like that. They're not machines. That's the beauty of a child. A child is so present, it's so here and now. They make sense of the world so differently, and they enjoy every second. Everything is so like wonderful, and play to them is their life, their world, their joy. And then they're stuck being around shitty adults all day, who are just grumpy, miserable, have to get their to-do list done, and need to hit benchmarks for work, and are trying to pretend that they don't have kids running around the house. So kids are going to be having these things, right? So us as adults, we forget that we have them too. It just shows up differently. It shows up with the wine at night. Hey, shout out to Conversation Wednesdays. It shows up with the wine at night. It shows up with the coffee. It shows up with the overeating, with lashing out, with crankiness, right? So we're not even regulating our own emotions. We're not even managing our own nonsense, but we expect these little humans who are so perfect and so amazing and were gifts to us, and at one point we thought they were going to be the best things in sliced cake, for them to manage their emotions. So exhibit A, right? The way that I've been able to kind of manage my tantrums, my meltdowns, my different things, which tantrums, meltdowns, they could be similar, they could be different, but that's not the video. The video is behaviors and feelings, and helping your child articulate that, right? So what are they trying to say with whatever is happening with their behavior, right? Are they angry? Are they bored? Are they confident, confused, disappointed, embarrassed, excited, frustrated, hopeful, grumpy, hungry, sad, scared, shy, stressed, sleepy, sick? There's loads of this online that you can kind of find. So whatever behavior that you may think, okay, this is inappropriate, this is not okay, or this is like straying from what I need, right? I'm on this call and I don't need people to hear that this kid is like going through whatever, right? It's just giving them language to be like, oh, okay, so you're lonely, you miss your friends at school, or you're sad because, you know, you see other kids playing outside, but you know, we have a vulnerable family member, so it's not the best interest for you to go outside. You know, so giving them language. Are you sleepy, you know, because you've been staying up till like midnight and we don't have a routine, and your body needs to rest? So like kind of giving them language, like what was that about? Like what were you trying to tell me? What did I miss? Instead of just trying to curb the behavior, like stop it, stop screaming, or pipe down, or I'm going to put you in timeout, or 1, 2, 3, or you know, the spanking, or going to the corner, and all this other crap that we do, which is fine. Everybody disciplines and parents different. But when it comes to certain behaviors, what I'm asking and what I'm challenging myself and other people to do is like, what is this behavior trying to tell me that this child or my child doesn't have the language to process, that they're hopeful that one day they're gonna go back to school, or they're grumpy because, you know, you have to work 12-hour days and they have to be with a tablet all day, right? So just giving them language. Another tool that I've been using is the fruit of the spirit, right? So most of us grew up in the church, if not, or at least, sorry, I got distracted by my daughter's butterfly. Okay. Most of us grew up in the church, so we kind of have an idea about the fruit of the spirit. So we have love, peace, kindness, gentleness, self-control, joy. Did I say patience? Right? So instead of trying to tackle everything as she's going through her big emotions because we're in a pandemic and her world is shifted upside down, it's like, honey, this week we're working on patience. We're working on mommy being patient, we're working on daddy being patient, we're working on you being patient, the whole family, we're all, bam, right here, we're all doing this. So it doesn't become a excuse me, no, it's not coronavirus. it doesn't become a thing of you must do, or you're the problem, or you're the issue. No, it becomes of like, we're all working on patience, we're all working on kindness. Show me how you can be kind, because that's what we strive to do as families. So this is kind of like a little cheat sheet. So like, find themes so it doesn't always feel like you're coming at the kid like, oh, well, stop this and don't and no and da 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 da, and like, you're ain't nobody have time for that. We've been doing this for over a year. We need results. We need to be able to manage our home differently than the way we've been doing it. this cannot work. This actually has been working wonderful. We talk about being gentle and you know, being peaceful and what that looks like. So when a child is like, you're in the middle of a phone call, right? And a child is like, mom, I'm hungry, ah, all this stuff, right? And they're screaming and they want to be fed. I'm like, okay, well, could there have been a little bit kinder way for you to act while I'm in the middle of a phone call with like people? Could there be a different way for you to express this, the need that you need at this moment in a different way? Can you show me some patience? Give me 15 minutes, you know, so I can wrap this up, so I can throw a sandwich at you. So we work on these things at the same time, like validating the emotions and validating the feelings and validating that, you know what, some behaviors are going to arise and some things are going to come up, but what can we do to implement it, right? Another thing that we have, bam, right here, the wheel of choice. Hold on, let me move. I'm like on the floor. Okay, so if you have other kids who, you know, may have like a bit of an outburst and may have, you know, really big emotions, and then you process, you know, you try to understand why they're angry, you try to understand, like, you know, why they're confused, what's happening, you know, how come today they could have 5 Twinkies and 8 cookies and tomorrow it's like, no, they can't do it. You know, you have to kind of explain to them, okay, well, yesterday mommy and daddy were really busy, so the 8 cookies let us work in peace. Today we can't do that, so you need some salad and some broccoli and some stuff in your body before it dies, right? So in validating their emotions, validating their feelings, understanding that their behavior is communicating something that we may not understand, also have choices. You know, what can they do when they're scared? You know, what can they do? So this is kind of like another cheat sheet. They can count to 10, they can dance, they can make a silly face, they can sing, eat a healthy meal, make a sandwich, write, listen to music, they can smile, they can play a sport. For bigger kids, they can choose other things. Believe it or not, these are called coping skills in the mental health field. So you teach your child that it's okay to be happy or hopeful or grumpy. It's okay to have your feelings. It's okay to not know what's going on, but at the same time, you can teach them what can you do when you're feeling this. Because throwing your toys around the room is not okay. You don't pay bills in this house and you don't have that privilege. But what you can do is go outside, maybe when all the kids aren't around, and maybe throw a ball, or we could go to the park and fly a kite. Like, you have to give them options at the same time that you're validating your feelings. And to remind, pick a theme that you're gonna work on, so you're not talking about whatever, right? So like I said, if patience is for the weak, just let's keep focusing on patience. When you're in the car and they're asking you, oh, when are we gonna get there? Well, hey, it's gonna be a surprise, because today we're working on patience. So if they're in the grocery store and they're like, oh, can I get chocolate? No, you can't get chocolate because Easter just passed and you already had a buttload of chocolate. So guess what? We're gonna wait till the next major holiday, which Memorial Day. Maybe you can have chocolate then. Cause what? We're working on patience. So it may sound kind of like, what the heck? But believe me, it works. I've been doing it with my own minion, with my own Rugrats. And I've also been teaching it to other families, and it works. You have to arm yourself with things that are going to help you. And like I said before, it's a pandemic. These kids are going through it. You are going through it. Your spouse is going through it. Your family members are going through it. This has been affecting people differently. But when it comes to children, let this be a teaching tool. Let this be a teaching opportunity. Let's not try to filter the world and sanitize it. Sanitize COVID. Let's not sanitize the whole world for them. Let's prepare them for the world. Let's prepare them to manage their feelings, express their behaviors, and all that stuff in a healthy manner. Give them a couple coping skills, little validation, a little structure. Happy kid, happy family. Bada bing, bada boom. I know it's not that easy, but just saying, okay? So I will talk to you guys later. Hopefully another Mommy Monday. Or Wineversation Wednesday, or Stay Married Saturday. So yeah, don't forget to share, subscribe, help your moms out there, help your dads out there who are going through this and may need just a little bit of tidbits and a little bit of tools to kind of get them over this hump.